Hey everyone, what's up? Jason here from Metabros. I want to do a quick preface to the interview with Jake and Joe. So my camera died halfway through it, so that's kind of why there's a jump to poor quality in the middle of it. But we walk through some amazing things here. We'll probably be doing some more interviews with Jake and Joe in the future as part of the Metabro channel. So a lot of amazing things here. We talk about is Elon Musk Satoshi, crazy advice for NFTs, the Metaverse, how to get started buying digital real estate. There's so much that we unpack here. So let's go ahead and jump into this interview. What's up, everyone? Welcome to Metabros, where we help inspire, educate, and launch your best future self. So we just did an amazing video on NFTs and releasing our 7 best long-term crypto investments. Stay tuned. Make sure you like and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already done so to be notified of any of our upcoming videos, new shows that we're going to be launching. We have amazing guests here, Joe Kenney, Jake Barefoot, both very good friends of mine. And today we're going to be talking about some crypto tokens, NFTs, and other things like energy tokens. So really excited for Jake and Joe to be here with us. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started into the conversation.
I love it. The Metabros. You guys are on.
I feel like a bat. Like the only daylight I see is early in the morning.
Yep. They have Red Bull over there that's illegal in America. It's called Red Bull Supreme. Don't drink that stuff. I'm the one that showed you that.
Yeah,
that
I know.
Stuff is epic.
It's like the reverse Red Bull.
It's some like crazy tea. You drink it and you're like dead asleep in like 10 minutes.
What inspired you guys to get into the metaverse?
I've done a few shows in the past, and I've helped produce a few shows on the back end, doing digital marketing, some of the production, like with script writing and everything. You know, the idea of doing something with Justin and helping him learn how to do that whole process and build and scale a brand was also something I wanted to do. And leading towards the metaverse, I really see it as good ethical people need to be the leaders in that space, because otherwise big tech companies are going to swoop in and try to use and manipulate the metaverse technologies that will be in there to control people. And we want to help educate people on the good people doing good work in that space. We help inspire, educate, and launch your best future self. Your best future self depends on what you want. We just did one on a NFT video, and then I'm working on, I recorded the 7 best long-term crypto investments. So that's one that I'm still editing right now, but that'll be released here sometime soon. So
what NFTs did you get included in your video?
It was everything from what are NFTs, what's the process of creating one, how do you transfer or trade one with someone else, and then we want to use that as a pillar kind of content. So that's a big general one on top, and then each of those sections in the video are going to be a dedicated video.
Which ones do you guys like right now?
My view is just on CryptoKitties, because I really like the way that you can breed them.
The utility on the breeding side. Monster buds, they're like marijuana plants that you can breed. It's actually pretty cool. I mean, all these projects are just getting started. And like any NFT that has some kind of staking, utility, airdrop, gaming is going to take off. I can't believe I'm turning down $25,000, $30,000 offers for a picture on a computer. But I have one of them, I've got an offer $102,000. It's like, this is on a crypto bull society. Just the whole gaming aspect behind the monster budget, which I literally don't understand. I just bought another one today. Got another one for buying another one. So instead of buying an OpenSea, you buy on there. They have a governance. Instead of OpenSea getting 2.5%, Monster Bud owners get 2.5%. And they have a DAO, and they decide what they're going to do with that money. I'm just learning the metaverse myself. I just went around and I bought like like $5,000 worth of land, like cheap land. And like instead of buying like a plot on Sandbox, I found this website and I just bought like these little squares. And I went and bought the Bucks pirate ship. You know, like the Rays Stadium. I bought like so basically I just bought all these areas. Anyone that wants to buy in there has to like buy around me. I bought dumb things like I bought the St. Petersburg Police Department.
So the metaverse is the same as the regular universe, and then you can just go buy things, the reciprocal things in the metaverse.
Well, this one's augmented reality. So it's based off the real map of whatever. And you just buy like these little squares for like $10.
And that's your corner.
Oh, dude, I think I have like 240, like, you know, not every one is just one square, but they're like, you know, it could be like 20 squares.
Go by every corner in Chicago.
I'll virtually be killed off the universe, metaverse.
Have you been seeing what NVIDIA with their Omniverse at all? They're trying to do more of the like enterprise play. Their version of the Omniverse, their version of the metaverse is basically a suite of enterprise tools that people will be using. But the idea was they were just showing, hey, you can build out your entire experience as AR, VR, all that kind of stuff using this Omniverse technology.
I don't know if you've been in Decentraland. You know, you can like have your YouTube channel running, your NFTs hanging on the wall. The reason I got into OVR was because it rhymes with Uckenberg. It's Ark Uckenberg, and he owns a company called Ace Cook. He's got a video on the metaverse and how he views it and what they're trying to do, where it's an augmented reality where you can create a real person of yourself, or you can be or whatever you want to be. You know, you can be anybody. A lot of it, I think, is going to come down to like owning these large spaces and being able to advertise. So like say when they have a Bucks game and you own the stadium, they'll have a metaverse like live, watch the game live there in the metaverse. And like you control the advertising so you can make money selling tickets. And it just makes me sick thinking we're going to live inside our computers. That's the direction we're headed.
There's one perspective I was listening to recently it was about a blockchain. It's a blockchain podcast, but I can't remember the name off the top of my head. But they had two guys on there talking about the response to Mark Zuckerberg's metaverse, promo that he did and launch and everything. And they were saying, well, we have two different kind of viewpoints here, because some would argue we're in the metaverse now, because you have like gaming communities, for example, you have your own different universes in those experiences. Mm-hmm. And the one guy is like, in my perspective, we're already having that. So it's just going to be whoever does the metaverse the best way and gets the adoption of the most people will become the leaders. It's kind of like Ready Player One, with the oasis of what they did. The idea of they made it amazing to be in there. It's basically kind of like an arms race right now for who can make the best metaverse and keep people there. They're going to try to dominate. It's the commodity that in that sense is our time. If they can control us to keep us in there more, then they can control everything about us.
I think that's kind of an interesting thing on like where the meme and the utility come together. In the end, the utility is going to flatten out, where like right now we're in this stage of development where there's a huge difference from one technology to another. Eventually there's going to be one that's going to kind of take over, and it's going to come back to the meme side of it, where which one's trending, and that's where everyone's going to be.
I think a lot of what's going on right now is we're in kind of a bubble. Like with NFTs, we're in a massive trend up. I think going to be a reduction or some kind of a squeeze that's going to happen. We'll still have that fundamental basis of like NFT technology and what you can do to create an NFT. That's where I really think the innovation to like doing title transfers for like purchasing a car, purchasing a home, like I think that's going to be the time where people are going to innovate into that, where we don't need a title company, anymore to do it.
It's ridiculous to see the prices people are paying for a digital piece of artwork. Like, I can't believe I'm turning the money down right now. I've turned down 30 grand twice.
I mean, are you turning it down because you want it to hold out for it to go even higher, or like what?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I know it's going higher. They're about to get approved on, where they get their little blue check mark. That'll make it real, like, that'll make it where it'll go up. But they're also releasing crypto bears. So the bear is going to be worth a bunch of money. See, what's going to happen is, okay, so right now the market is very unstable. It's an unstable market that you kind of want to stay out of. So we are at some low prices. You might want to be 50% in, 50% liquid. Hopefully you can get it at a discount if Bitcoin does take a dive. Ultimately, we're going up. I mean, there's no doubt about that.
I did see your post too, Joe, in the Facebook group, the smartest people in crypto. If you guys are watching, please go into the smartest people in crypto on Facebook. Joe has some really good insights there on that group.
Joe, like we had like a minor correction a while ago, and I was like, I don't know, is it going to go down? And you're saying the same thing where it's going to go up. And when you back up out of it, then it makes even more sense. Like the further zoomed out that you get, because we're just at the bottom of this massive uptrend. And I think that it's just gotten to the point where the main financial institutions, they're scared of it. And they see that if they made a hard push against it, it might not work out well for them. So they're getting to the point where they're adopting it. And once we see this become a centerpiece of every financial planner, once they're able to buy crypto for their clients, yep, which they're holding a massive amount of wealth, the market cap is just going to go through the roof at the beginning of it. And that's how it's like, how could we get to $1 million Bitcoin? It's easy. As soon as that happens and the floodgates let on, like one of my financial planners, he's into it on the side and he gives me tips and different things, because it's like he's stoked on that, but he can't do anything with my portfolio that I have with him, because that's not anything that he can trade. But it's all slowly lining up where it's just going to have a massive takeoff.
Well, there's a lot of, just like anything new, you have early adopters who you do need to have a little bit of some technical knowledge, or take the time to teach yourself the technical knowledge to understand how this works. Those same early adopters, we now have that opportunity to be the educators now of creating helpful content on teaching people why this is so great, and then give them the places and the platforms where they can go to take action. I continue to call it the wild, wild west. It's kind of what it is. It's all really crazy. I mean, you have these crazy prices of people paying this stuff, and then others, you have stuff that's worthless. So,
but I mean, we still got a lot of growth to go if we're going to get to 5 trillion. I mean, we're talking 5x from where we're at. Bitcoin dominance is going down. There's other coins that are gaining a lot of steam.
How do you know which ones are good, or how do you even start to assess that? Like, is there a process that you kind of like to look at? What are some of those check boxes that you look for when you're kind of assessing those?
The first thing I do, I always go to CoinGecko. A few different websites that I use. One of them is ICO Drops, CoinGecko, Discord. You just check what has the hype behind it, GitHub, LinkedIn, and you kind of match creator or the founders or whoever's on the white paper, what they've done before. What type of problem is this token going to solve? I've got a lot of crazy ass theories. Like, I think Elon Musk is Satoshi.
It could very well be. I don't know.
He got fired from PayPal in 2010, right before Bitcoin was created. And he got fired for creating a digital currency exactly like Bitcoin. I believe it was a Microsoft C, or the same code that Bitcoin was built off of. And just if you go back to some of his older podcasts, the creator for Bitcoin really didn't make it for bad. They made it for good. It just turned to bad. Changed his tune where he, once it became mainstream adopted. And there was a tweet that got me, was Elon Musk is now the richest man in the world. And he retweeted and he said, oh, people are starting to figure that out. Elon's one of the only people that could go 10 years.
My opinion was it was someone in the PayPal mafia from the group that I know, the only one that's the most technical, I think, would be Elon, because the rest of them, like Reid Hoffman, isn't a developer of
Peter Thiel.
Yeah, Peter Thiel, other guy who ended up going on to create YouTube. Elon Musk makes the most sense. He's a computer programmer.
What other company pump and dumps Bitcoin besides Tesla too?
His whole vision is being lived out. Like, he wanted to create the metaverse. Like, he wants to live on Mars, but he knows it's not possible, but it is possible through the metaverse. Dude, he knows so much about Bitcoin. It's unreal.
Akash, what is that?
The Akash network, it's an iCloud. It's a cloud storage, but it's like it's open source. But it rewards its users. You know, I've been fortunate enough to get into some coins at really early stages. Like Solana, I got in very, very early. I think right around $1 or $2 or $3, whatever it was. Kasama, I got in really early. Cody, I got in early. I have a rule: a micro cap gets a micro investment. Usually I throw $250 to $500 at it to see what happens. I totally nailed KDA.
I'll do about like a $200 to $500 amount into purchasing a token that I've kind of researched, and then over a period of like a month, 2 months, 3 months, maybe put in a little bit more. After a little bit of that, then I just set automated deposits to go in there and continue to purchase it. Because some of the ones that are going to be good and have a good adoption, they solve a good problem. It's one that I know is going to be, here long term. Let's bring it back to NFTs, Joe. So like, what, in your opinion, what do you think is, why do you think people are why is this trending? I mean, why are people so obsessed with it?
It's just going to be like crypto. It's going to peak out a little bit after crypto does. We're going to see the largest change of wealth in our lifetime. The 19-year-old tech entrepreneur is now a billionaire in crypto. He doesn't really care about a Lamborghini or a Ferrari or a Tesla truck or whatever. He wants a NFT because he was a Dungeons and Dragons superstar. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all the socials are going, your picture is going to be a verified NFT, basically a flex. Look at me, I got a CryptoPunk that's worth $1 million.
I think there's a little bit of utility that you got to factor in there too. You get to a point and you can only fit so much stuff inside your mansion before it's full. It's starting to just like, stuff sucks once it gets to a point. It's just clutter and getting dusty and old, and like, who wants a bunch of dusty flat screens or whatever you're gonna get? You top out at a point with that. You got to store all that stuff. Then you get to other things. You got stocks, bonds. Those are really fun and trending. Like, aside from the numbers on it, like, do you think that it's cool? No, it's not. There's no cool factor to it, where it's like some NFTs. I just pulled up a project in front of my 6-year-old the other day, and he had no idea what it is, but he likes Pokemon cards. He thinks they're cool because they look cool. He sees that and it's like, Dad, I want that. It's like some $10,000 NFT. I'm like, not a chance, bro. But it's like, it was a cooler sort of thing. So as we get more into like why would it not make sense that the stocks that have emojis on them are going to attract more people because they're shinier than the ones that don't have emojis on them? And it's like gotten to be that simple, where it's like, stuff that you can buy infinite amounts of, can store it all in your computer.
Like, I collect sports cards. I'm like a huge collector in sports cards.
Joe has a problem.
I spent a lot of money on cards.
How much is it worth, Joe?
Over $1 million.
Yeah.
I'm not a hoarder by no means, but you have attachment to it, and the NFT has the same thing. You do get attached to your NFTs. It's hard to let them go.
Can't just replace it with another Bitcoin. A Bitcoin's a Bitcoin. Ditch the Bitcoin, you get a cheaper Bitcoin. I like the cheaper Bitcoin more than the more expensive Bitcoin. When you had the one cool bull and then you get the other bull that's not quite as cool, and they won't sell that one back to you.
And you see a lot of them are selling. You can see on OpenSea who sold what. They sold their Bored Ape Yacht Club to pick up some bulls, or they sold a CryptoPunk to pick up bulls. So there's bulls that have sold 100 ETH has been the biggest sale. Good thing is this is only the beginning.
I think the future is really bright for all of this. It's all really, really expansive right now. And we just need a lot of leaders to cultivate, to educate people on these different things. Otherwise, we'll all be kind of just, doing these different things. But if it's a directed action, it's, Jake, you mentioned the cool factor, having these kind of different things as part of a recipe. I think we're refining that recipe as we go forward here over the last however many years it's been. 2007, 2008 is when the white paper for Bitcoin came out. So this is all really new. It's just, I think we all have a big responsibility to do this right.
I'm currently involved in a few projects right now as a developer for an NFT game and also cryptocurrencies. So what are some tips that you can give for the people that are trying to be, what we represent, Meta, going beyond, trying to create the stuff that people are consuming? So what do you have tips for those people that are trying to build things?
Like the smartest thing you can do is find one smart person. You don't necessarily listen to them. You follow everybody that they follow. Then you're going to find out that Zigzag just released they're hiring ZK roll-ups. Both of them teamed up. It's gonna be a huge game changer. You find out what projects are out there, and they're always posting whether they're hiring. There's test nets. I was on one before I got on this call. It's the big artists. Follow them, find out what they're doing, what they're building out, and big developers.
So when you're saying this, are you talking about being an early investor in these projects?
No. Like they give you the keys to test drive it.
There are people that are even doing that commercially, where you'll hire a programming team and you'll have them, and then you'll basically be running a similar model to like a lead gen model, where you're going to put them all, attack them on whatever it is to try and find bugs, and then you're going to collect the bounties that come in. But some of those are like hundreds of thousands of dollars, right, Joe?
Some of them are $10 million. I mean, they're ridiculous.
What is the I think it's Hacker Rank is one of them. It might be bugbounty.com is the other.
A lot of those, yeah, you got to like pay them a commission. I mean, you can go direct to these companies.
Yeah. We've covered a lot of information here in a short amount of time. Final question I want to ask Jake, I want to ask Joe, you too. Looking towards, because right now we're end of 2021, looking to 2022, what is one or maybe two like crypto projects? It might be NFTs, might be tokens that you're looking at. It might be, like for me, I've been looking at decentralized domain registrars, decentralized like hosting companies. But like, what are one or two projects for 2022 that you're like really excited about, maybe investing in, or just kind of, wanting to stay in touch? Jake, why don't you lead it off?
Yeah, go ahead. I'll pick something.
I'm boring. I think that Ethereum is going to be going through the roof as we get to the 2.0, if that comes out, and then we start staking a bunch of those coins. It's going to have a lot of pressure on the supply, and I think that that's going to push things up quite a bit. And it's a pretty safe investment because everybody's the stable coins, people are super into it. So I think that when we see the big Fortune 500 stuff start pushing over, it's gonna happen in those big major coins first, in Bitcoin and Ethereum, and then it's going to spread out from there. That's what I think we're going to see.
Projects I'm most excited about are obviously the Energy Web token. It's been my favorite for 3 years. It has not done a damn thing as far as price. They have a lot of utility and a huge market, and they pretty much own the energy space. Like, we are going to decentralized energy eventually within the next 5 to 7 years, where you're going to be able to sell your solar power, and they're going to use the Energy Web chain. Obviously the metaverse is, if you're looking for just fast gains and money, the metaverse is the way. Put your money in RMRK or RNDR. Those two are KDA. KDA is going to do the same thing Solana did. Long term, I think what you said, like ENS, a huge game changer. Metamask is tokenless. Coinbase is tokenless. ZK rollups and Zigzag are tokenless. They're all coming out with tokens like real soon. If you noticed, they added a DEX to their wallet. Metamask did, along with Coinbase. If you have viewers watching this, I recommend putting in the Ghost step into your wallet. This way you don't get front loaded. You look at the front load daily chart and it is just nasty. I mean, they take 20-30 million dollars from people from trades that don't go through. I don't know if you realize that when you trade on a DEX and the trade doesn't go through, they get a little bit of ETH out of you. They front load you. So they'll get maybe $40-50 and you don't really notice it, especially if you have enough of it.
There's like so much that people are probably going to try to research here, Joe, from everything. How can people get connected with you? So Joe, obviously you're Smartest People in Crypto Facebook group. You know, I'd love people to join that because there's really smart people in there. Me being one of them. So
I just joined as well.
Justin just joined it. Jake's in there. So
I'm in there.
Jake, how can people get connected with you?
Troublefreeemployees.com. That's my day job. And you can go there and click to schedule an appointment. And I'd be happy to talk with you about whatever you want to talk about.
He is the man for outsourced anything that you need VA help, operations help. Yeah, I mean, that's how we got connected, Jake, years ago. So it's been a big help to me and a lot of the companies I've worked with. Joe, what about you? How can people get connected with you?
Yeah, I mean, just the Facebook group, and then you can follow me. I got follow me on Facebook, Joseph Kenney 76. I mean, it's the first. If you Google my name and solar, my Facebook handle for some reason comes up.
People want more information. You know, we've got a new project out called Cyber Capital Group. If you want to know more information about that, just go to cybercapitalgroup.com. Joe, Jake, Justin, this has been a massive conversation. Yeah. So really appreciate, all the insights here. I definitely think we're going to be doing this more regularly. Thank you guys so much for your time. Really appreciate it. And I'm looking forward to the next video that we do together.
I watched some of the trash on YouTube. It just makes me sick to see what people do to, like, literally they're shilling. Like, I can go on YouTube, I don't want to say anybody's name, but as soon as they come out with their video and they'll have their pick of the day and you look at it, it's already up 40%. And it's not because it took them forever to put the video out. It's because, he's got a private group that he told to, they're doing the Wall Street bets style.
Joe, I'm a little younger than Jay, so my mind's more flexible to adapt to the tokens.
I also have two companies that I'm in charge of where he doesn't have to do that. So.
I run a solar company. I found some good people take the reins, and they've been doing most of the work.
He's the crypto Rain Man, folks.
The solar Rain Man. You gotta say hi to the camera.
Hey, Carter, you're big now.
They can. Oh wait, the camera's over here.
Thank you guys.
All right.
Thank you.
Talk soon,
you guys have a good one.
Well, there you have it. That was such an amazing interview with Joe and Jake. Justin, added some great insights there too. I was just blown away by all the information. We'll definitely be doing another episode here sometime soon with Jake and Joe as some of the special guests. If you're not joined on the Facebook group yet, please go ahead, scan that QR code in the video, open up the Facebook group to join the Smartest People in Crypto. A lot of exciting updates and things going on there. We share all of our Metabro updates and new videos in there as well. So yeah, it's definitely the place to be. And if you are not, please like and subscribe to the channel. We can't continue making amazing content like this without your support. So your support means everything to us. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Remember to keep moving forward, keep being meta, and we'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.